Okay, let's talk about the Western Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Finals. You got the Minnesota Timberwolves taking on Oklahoma City Thunder, the number 1 seed. I believe the Timberwolves was the 6th seed, you know. And then you got the number 3 seed, New York Knicks taking on I think the Pacers were the 4th seed. I believe it was the fourth seed in the East. So start off with the Timberwolves and Oklahoma City Thunder. This is exactly, and check out the NBA top players. This is exactly what the NBA needed. Shea versus Anthony Edwards. I think it's really gonna boil down to the supporting cast. Um, Oklahoma City Thunder just got a very young supporting cast. Jalen Williams played well the last game. Chet Holmgren, I expected more from him. They got a lot of these little gadget guys like Dort, and it's another Jalen that can shoot it. They shoot the ball very, very well from three. They shoot it very well. With Minnesota, their whole game is ball movement. They run an actual traditional NBA offense where the ball don't stick in somebody's hands. They got more guys that you're going to trust, whether you're talking about guys like Mike Conley, Jay McDaniels, Julius Randle. They got some guys that's some old trusty guys there, rusty, trusty guys. So I really think the series is probably going to boil down to the supporting cast. Guys like Isaiah Hartenstein, Chad Holmgren, Jalen Williams, Jay McDaniels, Julius Randle is probably the biggest key. Rudy Gobert, can he dominate the boards and the paint? Mike Conley, I think you know what you're going to get. Out of everybody that's the supporting cast, I think you know what you're going to get from Mike Conley. I think the Wolves probably want to win it for a guy like Mike Conley. I think throughout his whole career, he might have had one technical, if that. So one of the nicer guys in the league, man. So really looking at it, it's a good series. I feel like Dante DiVincenzo. It just seemed like the Minnesota Timberwolves. They was there last year. I think Anthony Edwards put his foot in his mouth, challenging Kyrie. Kyrie showed up for that series. Didn't show up for the fucking finals. I don't remember, but it just seemed like they just seem to have the names that you trust. DiVincenzo. Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert, Jaden McDaniels, Mike Conley. You just seem to trust those guys more than Dort, Shad Holmgren, Jalen Williams. You just seem like you trust them a little bit more, but I think it's close. I do believe the NBA made that Thunder series go 7. They should have ended that in 6. But it just make you feel like the Thunder just missing something. And I just think it's the development of Jalen Williams. Really, it's the development of Shad Holmgren. They need Shad Holmgren to be what they thought he was going to be. And he ain't been close to that yet. I know it's injuries. But I'm going to go with Minnesota in 7. I think they'll win in the 7. I just feel more comfortable picking them, but I think it'll be close. And I think these guys, SGA, who will be the MVP in my opinion, and Anthony Edwards are going to be the face of the Western Conference, and they're going to be the face of the league. So you starting to turn over a new leaf. Don't forget you got the Houston Rockets behind them. I feel like I knew Denver Nuggets when they lost Bruce Brown, KCP. They just didn't reload with enough talent. They didn't reload with enough talent, in my opinion. Yeah. So the Lakers, they own, the Mavericks. They built on a hospital, so I ain't worried about them. All them gonna continue to be injured. So Clippers old. So really, the West is really Spurs. Wemby come back healthy, but really it's Minnesota and Oklahoma City Thunder. So yeah, it's their conference. It really is their conference, man. Phoenix failed. I mean, it's really them and Houston. It's pretty much gonna be the face of the Western Conference, and then you get a NBA, rivalry staple of the league. I mean, Heat, Knicks, Pacers, Knicks. I mean, Bulls, Knicks. Knicks. To be one losing sorry ass franchise, they showed being in some rivalries, and this is one of my favorite ones to watch back in the day. The way the Knicks fans really treated was acting after that win, I just turned me off. They disgusting. They're very disgusting fans, bro. Like shitty people. They threw trash on the guy with a Pacers jersey. He didn't do nothing that I seen. They was partying like it was 1999. I just can't root for them. I'm sorry, I can't root for the Knicks. This is gonna be a pick rooted in. I just didn't like the way them fans performed, how they were acting after that win. To me, like, come on, man. Like, I don't want to see them niggas win. I'm sorry. I don't want the Pacers in 6. I prefer. I mean, I grew up liking watching the Knicks games. Oakley, Anthony Mason, aka Mister I Got a Story to Tell, Biggie. Allen Houston was my guy. You remember he was in Detroit for a minute. So I like the players. Charlie Ward, shout out to him. He's the quarterback of Florida State. So Grandmama was there. Cartwright was over there. Yeah, I know them. John Starks. I love Patrick Ewing. So y'all fans are fucking disgusting, bro. But from a basketball standpoint of view, at what point you just seeing if the Knicks got enough durability? That's the question. At what point do they have enough durability to keep doing what they doing? How many times has Brunson been on the floor, hurt his ankle? It seemed like the Pacers are more durable bunch. Really, I feel like Celtics was gonna win that series if Tatum didn't tear his Achilles. They was gonna tie it up. So, but the Knicks keep winning. But me personally, I think the league will probably want the Knicks in there. They want one major market in there. So they probably gonna make the Knicks win. I'm picking the Pacers. I'm going with Halliburton, Miles Turner from Dallas. Who else you got out there? Benedict Mathurin, shout out to him. Obi Toppins, former Knick. He ready to ball. I like the TJ McConnell kid. Going with Rick Carlisle and the Knicks. Used to be the Pistons head. I'm going with the Knicks in 6. So they're my picks, man. Knicks in 6, Minnesota Timberwolves in 7. I ain't confident in either one of them. I think both these series can be close. But Pacers got a bomb on them Ninjas first. They got a bomb on them first. That'll be my thing. They got a bomb on them first. So it'll be a good series, man. If Carlisle can get them to play some defense and Pacers, Pacers might win it. If the Pacers defend at a high level, they'll win it. They'll win the whole thing. They got to defend. But honestly, I think this is the best thing that happened to the NBA. Reintroducing the Knicks to the world. Small market team like the Pacers. Indiana, huge market for basketball, y'all, if y'all didn't know. And then, I believe you got the two faces of the league right now, SGA and Anthony Edwards. And most people, despite SGA probably going the MVP, most people go on Anthony Edwards because he's just a polarizing figure. He just got something that you can't. He got the cachet and the aura you can't teach. So let me know what y'all think. Check out the NBA Talk playlist. Hit the link in the description. Follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. I'm on Amazon, Kick, Twitch. Check out my Detroit channel, For Gaming 9 channel. Peace.